Lucis Trust, a non-profit, non-political, and non-sectarian organization on the roster of the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, and concerned with the establishment of world cooperation and goodwill, presents Inner Sight with your host, Robert Anderson. He, with Sarah and Dale McKechnie, President and Vice President of Lucis Trust, will discuss philosophical and spiritual topics essential to everyday life. Now here's your host, Robert Anderson.
Welcome. Inner sight is simply seeing that which is always present, but not yet fully recognized. You have within you the ability to see yourself and the world around you in a new way with new eyes. So, stay with us and, together, we'll look at the world and ourselves with inner sight. Our topic for today, the science of meditation. Part 1. Before we explore this topic, I'd like to say a few words about Alice Bailey, founder of the Lucis Trust, and Lucis Trust sponsors this show. Alice Bailey also wrote 24 books of esoteric philosophy, and those 24 books are the main inspiration for the dialogue that you hear on this show. The following thought is also from the works of Alice Bailey. There is a way which can be learned and practiced, by which the consciousness can be focused, aligned, and turned towards the first source of spiritual inspiration, the soul. How does the word science relate to meditation?
Like all things worth learning, meditation is a discipline. It requires practice and serious, concentrated effort. It's not just something that you wander into in a kind of a stupor or a reverie, although some people think of meditation in those terms. That's a type of meditation that's done just for relaxation, especially relaxation of the mind. But the kind of meditation that we're talking about in this program today is a mobilization of the mind's resources, of the power of the mind, and that requires training and practice and discipline, which makes it very much a science.
Right, and also it's scientific in the sense that it's using energy. The meditation that we practice at the Lucis Trust and in the Arcane School is based on a technique called Raja Yoga, the kingly science of the mind. And it's using the mental powers of the mind to focus energies and direct energies, and so it does have a kind of a scientific application, perhaps not scientific as we really understand science of the laboratory, but it is a definite technique that can be repeated over and over again.
There are rules and steps and laws that govern meditation. That's similar to science, isn't it?
Yes, and as you said, it's a discipline that requires an application on a daily basis if one wants to succeed at it. And so it's, as I said, it does involve the use of energies, and all is energy according to what science tells us.
I think for most people we would say their energies and the way they use them are directed outward to the world of appearances, to the world of forms and phenomena, what some people would say, well, to the real world, the world we can touch and see and taste and smell and hear. And the practice of meditation is the effort to redirect those energies, the energies that each one of us has available to us, to penetrate into an inner realm. We could say that today, with the growth of education, almost not completely, but almost universal literacy, and the growth of the internet means that people have information pouring into their realms, pouring into their minds. There's so much knowledge available today. If you go on the internet and you go to Wikipedia, for example, you can find the answer to just about everything. It might not be correct, but it's an answer. It's a point of view. And with all this knowledge, with all this mental input, the mind, I think, of most people in the developed nations, at least, is focused on the outer levels of life. And that's good. That's led to the growth of technology, of more comfort, more hygienic ways of living, and so on. But we know less about the intangible inner world, even though psychology and religion consider that inner realm their sphere. Another way to probe the inner realm besides psychology and religion is through meditation, and for that the mind has to be trained because it's being redirected.
Right, and the mind, the busy mind, or the lower concrete mind, as we say, just doesn't want to be redirected, doesn't want to be brought under control or slowed down or stop its modulating. It's constantly thinking, and it's that busy mind that first has to be brought under control, and that's just a matter of the art of concentration.
Imagine sitting on a bus or in any public place surrounded by people talking on their cell phones and with their iPods going at the same time. Imagine the cacophony. And then imagine that's what's going on inside your head.
Right, and you just try to sit still for a while and control your mind and bring it to a stop, to focus on a single idea or a single thought, and you'll find it's very, very difficult. Somewhere I've read that if you can hold your point of focus for 12 seconds, then you are at the point of beginning to meditate.
That's a long time, 12 seconds.
It's an eternity when you're trying to hold your mind still.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we have to do at first. And I think that's true with any practice of meditation, and especially with the kingly science of the mind, or Raja Yoga, because it does involve the mind and using the mind as a tool for exploring the deep recesses of cause, trying to get behind the cause, the source of all thoughts and ideas and concepts and forms, for that matter, outer physical forms. Behind every form there is an idea, a concept, and the type of meditation we're talking about is a valuable technique of exploring and tracing back to that inner cause.
There is sometimes some confusion centering around meditation and prayer. They are similar, but they are not the same thing. We could say that prayer is more of an expression of the heart's desire, of aspiration, of longing for something, someone, some touch of the divine, or some intercession for oneself or one's loved ones. It's asking, it's an appeal, either of a high grade or high level or a low selfish level. Meditation, we could say, is the use of the mind to look within rather than asking for help from beyond one's self. It's an attempt to look within, to mobilize and tap the resources of spiritual strength and wisdom that exist within every human being, even though they might be deeply buried. And this is based on the realization that divinity exists within each of us, as well as in what we call our Creator, God. If God made us, then divinity is our true nature, and meditation is an attempt to tap that source of divinity.
Right. It's mentioned, of course, in the Bible. Christ in